Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah,
Here we are.
again with the evening.
Here we are
I
again.
don't know why I have to say good evening, but
You get the point.
good evening, good afternoon. Salam Abdou
Exactly.
is
Yeah.
always here
Yeah.
for you.
This is the after episode.
It's the post Star Wars episode.
Yeah.
Dude,
Because
we have both seen Star Wars in the theater. I've seen it twice.
yeah, you've seen it twice.
I was like, fuck you, Disney. Take my money. I don't care.
And we're gonna do our review, which no one is gonna listen to except you three people. So
That's very optimistic.
we're always shitting on our viewers, man. Now it's viewers, not listeners.
Yeah. Viewers of posters. Nice. Star Wars The Force Awakens. Okay, I'm gonna start. Well, I have seen this movie twice. The first time because I'm a massive, in case you didn't know,
Star Wars fan.
I'm a massive movie fan, and I like to watch shit on YouTube and read shit about movies a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be that
You may
guy.
you may be nerdier than I am. You're the nerdier person I've ever met.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
That's a compliment.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to be the guy who's left behind. And
Yeah.
fuck it, if
Left behind.
if I don't pay that man his money, that
Yeah.
man being fucking Disney.
That's a movie reference, by the way.
Yeah, rounders. Who else am I? Who else is deserving of my little money? So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go and watch it.
And Star Wars.
And if you're listening by some miracle in the US, it's not.
Yeah.
I said by some miracle, so
Yeah.
don't laugh too hard.
Yeah, it is a miracle.
It's not as easy as that. Even though there, it's not that easy because you have to get in line and shit. But here in Morocco, like in every movie, you have to travel to certain cities and shit. And,
Yeah.
But anyway, cut long story short, I went to see it, and it was a huge sacrifice, like logistically and shit. But like I was super happy. I almost cried.
You were like a little kid in a
Dude.
playground.
If we had a Christmas tree in our in our culture,
Yeah,
that
that
was
would
my
be it.
fucking
Yeah, that
that
would
was my
be it.
fucking you
Yeah.
know, Christmas tree, and I went to see it with a friend, and I was kind of, I won't say disappointed, but I was a tiny bit underwhelmed by the end of it because I was expecting so much, and I tried to bring them down. I tried to tell myself, "Oh man, this movie could totally suck," but like 70% of my brain was like, "Fuck you, shut up! It's gonna be the next Godfather." I saw it. I liked it a lot. When I came out of the theater, I was like, "This is an
Is
8
this
out
a-
of 10."
Is this the first time or the
Yeah,
second
this is
time?
the first time. This is an 8 out of 10 movie. And the best thing about it, I thought, we're gonna go into plot stuff and we're gonna talk more in detail, but I'm just telling you about my experience. I was like, yeah, I liked it a lot. It's an 8 out of 10 movie. But the best thing about it is it's so rewatchable.
It
Like
is.
that's the first thing.
Yeah, like I said, it is.
Because like I said, I sacrificed money and shit to go and see it, and I was like, I'm prepared to do it again. I don't give a fuck.
And it would be more satisfying to hear a non-Star Wars fan saying that it is a rewatchable film.
Yeah,
Because for someone who's not a fan of Star Wars, he'll just watch it once and like, okay, I'm done with this space saga.
Yeah.
That's freaking lightsabers and
Yeah.
lasers and shit. I don't want to see
Yeah.
that again.
So I put it in my mind that I'm gonna see it again, and
we did.
thankfully I did.
And
Like
we-
a couple of weeks later, with more friends. And by the way, the first time I saw it, the theater was pretty much empty. There were like 14 people in the theater, and me and my friend were the only Moroccans in the theater. Just so you know, like the culture of film isn't as high, and especially for a film that's in English and dubbed in French. But the second time, there were more people in the theater.
Actually, it was packed. You haven't noticed. It was packed.
It was packed.
It was packed.
Okay,
Yeah. People were looking for
Yeah.
places to sit, and then they had to go way in the back and sit.
Yeah.
Like they were expecting it to be.
That's great to see, actually.
It is.
And I really loved how the audience was laughing at the right stuff.
Yeah.
How the audience was so respectful. I didn't see any people like doing any of that bullshit.
Behaving.
Yeah, dude, I was proud. I was fucking proud. I was like, yeah, this is my country.
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah.
This
Applaud to Moroccan
yeah,
Star Wars fans.
It was a great audience. And
And
there
even
were kids.
the kids, there
Yeah.
were kids and older people. There were like women, like 60 or
Wow. Yeah, I saw
yeah,
one.
they,
Yeah.
So they must be like hardcore Star Wars fans from
Yeah.
like from the 70s and
Yeah. That maybe. Yeah. So, and I loved it more. I loved it the second time.
of course, yeah.
And it doesn't always happen. Like, this is a great way to judge movies. Watch it twice. Watch it the first time.
Yeah.
If you think you still have any need to rewatch it, watch it the second time.
And you'll see.
And you'll see. Yeah, and I saw it the second time and I loved it more. And I laughed at more and I had more fun.
Yeah,
And I saw some huge plot moments coming and I was
waiting for
holding
them.
my seat. And when they happened, I was like, oh shit, that was
Oh,
I was
dude.
waiting for this.
I wasn't that much thrilled as you are. I mean, it is good, but I wasn't that kind of like.
But I don't want to, like, I'm done with my experience, but I don't want to speak in your behalf. But from what I understood, because we saw it together, from what I understood when he came out of the theater, you had pretty much a lot of the same feelings that I had when I first saw it. So how was your first experience watching Star Wars?
Well, it was good.
Could you be more intellectual, man?
Yeah. This always cracks me up.
It was
because-
good. It was good.
Yeah.
It's good.
It had all the elements, of course. And you know which element that always gets me is the dedication. Whenever a film has enough dedication, okay, I give you my hat.
From whom, in particular?
From the film, from not the accent, from like the set. The Millennium Falcon was they built the thing.
So realistic.
Yeah, the scenes in the desert, they filmed it in the Emirates.
Yeah,
The
in
scenes
Dubai.
like the sets.
Abu Dhabi. Yeah.
Yeah, Abu Dhabi, yeah. And the aliens, they made actual props and they
Yeah.
made actual. The only thing that looks CGI is Supreme Leader Snoke.
Snoke, yeah.
Snoke. Well, you could explain because it was a hologram.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
Which is actually voiced by Andy Serkis, the Magnificent.
Not only voiced, like acted.
Oh, like stop.
Yeah,
those
stop
like
motion
motion,
shit. Yeah.
not stop motion, motion sensors on his face,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
they transfer it. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and another great actor that was there, actress that was there is Lupita Nyong'o.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, she's an Oscar maybe.
Winner, I think. I think she won.
She did. She won in.
Yeah. 12 Years a Slave.
Oh yeah.
The Steve McQueen
Yes.
movie.
Yeah. Well, she did a good job.
Yeah.
She deserved it. But as I was saying, it
The
was
dedication.
it was a pleasant experience to see older characters like Han Solo and Leia grow up, and like you can see them in wisdom, even though they didn't get much screen time. I was disappointed, especially Luke, which is, by the way, he is in the film. They don't get, but I can explain that by saying like we're gonna see more of them in the next films. That's why they didn't get much, especially Luke.
I don't think that's a spoiler. I think.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna be in the next film, so there's
Yeah.
not. I mean, Luke is there. You don't see him in the
Yeah.
trailers, which is a good point because they want to have because Luke is the center thing, and I liked so many things. For example, the comedy. The comedy was
The
quite,
comedy was fucking like a point that many people brought out is that it was funnier than most comedies that came out in 2015.
yeah, because you have
And I
to-
agree.
Yeah, because you have to have this balance of comedy and action and drama. There was drama, especially with Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
I liked that character, but not when he takes off his mask.
Really?
No,
I
don't think
loved
he's.
it.
But
I wanted to see Adam Driver and he
He's
kicked
not-
ass.
He's not a villain in face.
But that's the point.
But when he puts on the helmet, he's a true villain.
But that's the point. The
Why?
point is that he's an emo kid.
To show him that he's a human
Yeah. That he's just an emo fucking kid
with the dark force.
who lost his way. Yeah. You know?
But at least the first Star Wars, there was basically villains. There's the villain which you don't see his face, at least until the last film, which is
the third,
which is Darth Vader. And then there's the Emperor, which you can see his face, which is he is a true villain.
But anyway, you know what? You should just talk about your experience, and then we're gonna talk about characters and shit.
Well, that's what I. That's why
Did you like the movie?
I did. It was good.
Come on, dude. It's better than good. I mean, come on.
I tend to disagree, man. It's just
Let me ask you something.
it's just like an adequate film. It is.
I respectfully disagree. But
Okay,
anyway.
but because when you look at it like, from above,
I think
from
movies
from a high angle, it's just like any other film was
doesn't
pumped up
matter.
by advertising.
It doesn't fucking matter.
What does
matters?
matter?
I'm gonna tell you what matters. I always find myself bringing out this point. These movies, you just want them to be fun. That's all you freaking want.
So what are you saying, that they focused on the comedy and that was all?
Not
that was
just the comedy. It was fun. It was fun.
Dude, even the sad moments, and I know
And the sad moments were really sad.
I
by the
know
way.
you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Even though I'm pretty sure you looked at me and I was like, just like, okay.
Well, that's because you're a psychopath. But anyway.
Because I've seen it coming. I've seen it coming miles away.
But it still hurt.
It does hurt.
Yeah.
It
Well,
does hurt.
that's what matters.
We're not gonna say which sad moments and
Yeah.
what happens in those sad moments.
But going back to my point, like it was fun, man, and people kind of dismiss these movies that are successful at being fun and successful at the box office because they are fun.
Nope.
Fucking Ant-Man,
All right.
fucking
Yeah.
the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, I liked
Basically anything Disney has done in the
No.
last few years.
No, I like the animation films done by Disney. They're amazing, but not the other stuff.
Well, I do. I like it. I want to enjoy a movie. That's all I want. And when everything is there to be enjoyed, why the fuck would I be
Critiquing,
a Debbie Downer and shit?
You know what? That's not downing. You just look for stuff that
You're
are
like, what? You fucking sabotage your own experience. It's all kind of taking you to this place of joy, of entertainment.
Can I start with the negatives?
Why the hell wouldn't you? But go ahead. You have, go ahead.
Weird sense.
Yeah, whatever. Listen to him. He's smart.
No, I'm not saying that you listen to me.
Okay.
I'm just gonna tell you. I'm just gonna tell you the things that spoil the film.
Just don't say the word "suck," please.
I'm not gonna say the
Don't
word.
say the word.
I'm not gonna say it.
Okay.
One of the things that ruined this film is, first,
It didn't fucking ruin it. You
Hold
said
on.
you liked it. Don't say it ruined it.
well, from a broader perspective.
Just
why?
be nice, dude. Be fucking nice. It's an amazing work of cinema, whether you like it or not.
I do.
It's breaking records. Records.
Yeah, it did. I mean, this director, like, when
JJ.
JJ went all the way, right? He went all the way.
Yeah.
And one of the things that downed it a little bit,
He didn't get right.
no, it's the freaking advertising that went around the film, so people could see it. If this film hadn't had that kind of advertising, it would just be like just another Star Wars film. People are gonna be like, "Hey, what's that? Star Wars? Hey, is that the kind of film that was in the 70s and 80s? Oh yeah. Oh, that's good. They're making another film. You're gonna see it? No, not really. Oh, okay.
That's completely wrong.
Why,
That's completely wrong.
dude?
The fever for Star Wars has never been higher than these last few years. I respectfully disagree.
Okay, first, second, in the film, I didn't like you're just gonna take it you're just gonna take it the wrong way. I didn't like the villainy. There wasn't much enough villainy.
Well,
I can explain. I can tell that the film explained that by like, because it was just one of the saga, one of a trilogy.
Yeah.
So, for example, you can't judge like The Godfather by the first part, or The Lord of the Rings.
Yes, you can. The Godfather Part 1 is amazing. But anyway,
I was gonna mention Lord of the Rings, but I knew it was gonna go.
yeah, but you touched the masterpiece, so shut the fuck up.
I was gonna say that you can't judge Lord of the Rings by the first
first.
part because nothing happens in just the beginning.
Um,
3 hours and it just says, "Okay, we have begun."
okay.
That's it. I mean,
But at this point, I want to say something. I don't like hate you or whatever for bringing up this point, and actually, it's a valid point that the villainy isn't extreme.
yeah,
The thing,
they're kids. They look like kids.
yeah, the
Other
thing,
than Snoke.
the thing for me is they made sense more as characters, not as much, not so much as pure evil fucking beings.
I know. I mean, for Kylo Ren, it is good. Like I said,
Uh-huh.
before he takes off the helmet.
I liked when I think
think-
he took out the helmet because it showed another side of him.
The human side.
The human, kind of crazy, kind of wacko side.
He's not wacko.
I think he's a
You can-
multifaceted character.
You can see torture in his eyes. Like he's not good
Yeah.
enough. He's not good enough for the Dark Lord. Dark
Yeah.
Lord. Dark Lord.
What are you talking about?
Darth Vader. Is it called Dark Lord?
No, it's just called Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Just stick with Darth Vader.
Anyway.
Um,
So basically, Kylo Ren sees, he follows the footsteps of Darth Vader,
Uh-huh.
and he finds himself that he's not worthy of.
And he's obsessed with him.
He's upset, it's his mentor,
Yeah.
and he's always looking up to him.
Yeah.
That's why he does what he did in the film.
Yeah.
I mean, the good parts, I think everyone agrees upon.
Dude,
The scenery.
Visual effects.
What? That's what I was gonna say.
Amazing.
The fight scenes amazing. It's like it was like watching Pearl Harbor in space. Good analogy, right? Well, it was. It like some good fight scenes.
By the way, like the thing you mentioned about Kylo, like the first time I saw the movie with my friend, it kind of said the same thing. It kind of said that the film didn't do it for him, and I feel that in this day and age, it's the easy route nowadays to go directly for the villain and say he wasn't that good or whatever.
No, because if you look at it, we always like villains in films. Look at
Yeah.
it. We always like villains.
Yeah.
We do sympathize with them. We do
Yeah.
sympathize with the way they do stuff.
Yeah.
When they explain themselves, when they're hurt, even
Yeah.
though they're villains,
Yeah.
we like them.
I think it must have been one of the biggest challenges. I mean, imagine being in that writer's seat as JJ and Lawrence Kasdan, who wrote
Well,
the second,
the
and
wel-
thinking of this movie. I'm imagining that one of the biggest challenges for them would be, oh my God, how do we make a villain? How do we write a fucking villain and not get our asses kicked
No, I
by
think
by the fans?
it's easy. Just bring
It's
it.
not fucking
It is
easy.
easy. Look at
It's
it.
not easy.
It is. Just take a guy and say that he was lured into the dark side. That's a villain.
Dude, well, it's easier now that you have seen it. But would you have thought of it? I don't think so. I don't think so.
It was brought up a good idea in my mind is because it's so good to see a film done right.
Yeah.
Since we live in this day of technology, like the scenes where he uses the force and it's so easy now.
Yeah.
In contrast with like in the 70s, it was difficult to make him lifting stuff and lightsabers. Now it's quite easy and satisfying to see the sound of the lightsaber. It's so terrifying, and I loved it so
Oh
much.
yeah, that was done. That was really well
Yeah,
done.
and the fights, even
Yeah.
though there were less fights of lightsabers.
Yeah.
Another point is I've read some of reviews, and you can tell that this guy is a hardcore Star Wars fan.
Oh my God.
And no.
Like JJ.
He hated it.
Oh,
There's-
you were talking about the critic. I thought
there was
you were
there's
talking about JJ.
there was this critic,
Yeah. I don't find that hard to believe.
and I criticized this critic for hating it because you were so attached to the original Star Wars that you're not ready for change.
Well, actually, that doesn't make sense for this guy.
the critic?
Because people who are really, really attached to the original
They would love it.
are the ones who loved it the most, I think. Because fucking Harrison Ford knocked it out of the park.
He did. I mean,
He acted the shit out of his scenes, man.
he suffered literally a broken ankle and
twice. he had that accident with
Flight.
with the
Well,
with the plane.
that's not related to the film.
I think they were shooting at the time.
Well, that's him. He was piloting the plane. And
Yeah, but it hindered the shooting. Is what I
oh
mean.
yeah, they stopped shooting.
Yeah, and also
That explains the way he walked in the film.
really.
Yeah, perhaps you can't just broke an ankle and just be ready like next day to run,
Yeah.
which he runs in the film. That's a spoiler.
Somebody runs. That's a
Yeah,
spoiler.
yeah, he runs.
That's funny.
He runs in the film. But anyway,
The last thing we should talk about, what we should talk about is the new characters. What did you
Yeah.
think of them?
I think I'm gonna agree with what that guy said. The one you said about
Max
Ray,
Landis?
about Ray.
Yeah,
I didn't like that they gave her the ability to do anything.
to do anything. Kick-ass actress.
She is.
She
but I'm
acted the shit out of her
she-
scenes. This is
she-
my new phrase, by
she-
the way.
She did. She did. But I'm just like in the film they gave her the ability. I mean,
As a character, yeah.
like for instance, I don't think she's been able to use a lightsaber in her
Yeah,
life.
and she has a fight with him.
And then she has a fight. I'm not gonna say with,
Mm-hmm.
but she has a fight with a lightsaber, and she does good with the lightsaber
Yeah,
scene.
but
The
speak of a smart fucking guy. Like
character.
that Max Landis dude. Like you should check out his shit. And
Does he have podcasts?
I think he has videos on YouTube and he goes on other people's shows.
Anyway, what did he say?
And the great thing about these people is that even though you don't agree with them, you take their points. And he's so smart. Maybe it's because he's a screenwriter and so he sees things in his own way. But he was the one who made these comments about Ray. And during the movie,
and
I didn't notice it. But afterwards, I was like,
yeah.
I was like, oh, dude, you're right.
Yeah,
fuck.
she did.
did.
She did do everything.
But I did like her as a character.
Because you don't see her.
Even then.
No, seriously, you don't see her falter. Like she's always the upper hand.
You know what I think JJ was trying to do? It was to try and make a movie for not just little boys, like for kids, female and male. And, he tried to empower women in this way.
Yeah.
But I think
Because I think he knows women are misrepresented in the film.
Yeah, and also because they're not that big of an audience too. Because I
for
think
the Star Wars films?
yeah, because all they had was Princess Leia.
Yeah.
and,
And she was sexualized
yeah,
in the film, in the
yeah.
Star Wars, yeah.
true.
She was. Even though she was.
She kicked ass.
She
to
did.
be honest.
She did. And, with those bikini outfits, she was sexualized in a bit.
Yeah, but
That's
I
gonna
think
happen.
that people are kind of hating on Max Landis, and that's fucking bullshit. Because it's a fair point he makes. He sees this as a screenwriter and as a critic.
You think it's a fault that they made a character so strong that she can do anything?
You know what, dude? It's hard to say because a lot of things that one can pinpoint in this film.
Yeah.
Actually, you can't pinpoint these things. The fact that Luke wasn't there a lot, the fact that Kylo Ren wasn't
Good of a villain.
I liked him as a villain. He's not maybe the best villain ever,
Darth Vader, for example.
but I really enjoyed his character, or that Rey could do whatever the fuck, the impossible. and
Yeah, I
shit.
mean, she could fix the plane, not the plane. She could fix the ship. She could use the lightsaber.
Yeah,
she could fight.
She knew the
fought-
parts,
Yeah,
which
she
parts
fought-
to sell.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. She can negotiate. She can. So that's a character that can do anything.
but my point is, it all makes sense. It's like a puzzle, and all the pieces make sense
Perhaps we'll,
in the story.
perhaps we'll have answers to that in the second.
In the second,
in the
yeah.
This is my next point.
Yeah,
Many of the things that I didn't like are explained by the idea of anticipation. It's like
To the
just
second.
wait for
Yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
wait for it.
yeah,
Because one of my main things is like I haven't seen much of Luke. Like
Yeah.
I haven't seen much of R2D2.
yeah. It wasn't there a lot. Yeah. But I loved BB-8.
He was.
He was really fun.
It's.
Yeah.
We're giving him like.
Yeah, we're being like fucking macho and shit.
Well, it was good.
We're being sexist.
Seriously, it was
It's-
such a cute toy and not toy. It's such a cute robot.
oh, dude.
They
yeah.
even like went into like the mechanics of it, how it
Yeah,
you
and
know,
it can run.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
We should say roll.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Vivian can roll.
Nice one.
Vivian can roll the dice.
And what did you think of the other ones? Like we talked about Kylo Ren, but what did you think of John Boyega, Finn?
Oh, how
He was fucking awesome. Come on,
he showed such comedic side and like
dude.
for some I love the idea that they brought an actor who's a great Star Wars fan. For a film like 2 hours and 16 minutes, and you're still asking like we haven't seen enough.
It flew by, dude.
Yeah,
He
it's like
fucking flew by.
we haven't seen enough. I mean, I didn't change my position throughout the whole film. Like I wasn't tired. I was like I was really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Like don't shit on me for saying that I hate it. I don't hate it. I'm just like always finding stuff that break the awesomeness of a film.
Yeah,
I know it's a bad thing, but I do
but
it.
it's still pretty awesome as a movie.
It is awesome. Maybe that's a conclusion.
Yeah.
Star Wars 7, awesome film.
Yeah, and I hope we didn't spoil anything. We tried hard.
No, we didn't spoil anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if if people want to hear like a spoilers review, we can do that. Like that's
Maybe in a month from
Yeah.
now. In a month, like when the film is accessible, perhaps we can do that.
yeah.
But now, Star Wars 7.
It's time to go. Scarface in Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah,
That's gonna be
Scar
awesome.
Space.
Scar Space.
I'll be back.